On now for news from Mumbai, where national award-winning animator Charu Khandal is battling for her life after a road accident took place in Oshiwara. Khandal was returning home with her sister and a friend in an auto rickshaw in Mumbai after celebrating the national award honor when a speeding Honda City rammed into the auto from behind. Khandal now has multiple fractures in her head, ribs, spine, neck and legs, and she is battling for her life. She is in coma in hospital. Meanwhile, the driver of the Honda City has been booked for negligent driving and let off on a bail of 5,000 rupees. In fact, 28-year-old Khandal headed the team that won the Special Effects Award for the Charu Khandal starrer Ra.One, and she'd organized a party to celebrate that on Saturday night when tragedy struck. Well, let's go across to Priyanka Kakotkar for more on this entire story. Priyanka, the man behind the wheel, of course, are out on bail now. What is the police telling you?
Well, Gargi, what the police are saying is that they're still waiting for the blood report of this gentleman to come out, which will establish whether the alcohol in his blood was above the permissible limit. And, they're saying that as much as they could do at the time was book him under rash and negligent driving, that they claim that they couldn't book him under a more stringent section until this blood report is actually out. But there is outrage in the city, Gargi, about this case, and we're joined now by the convener of Agni, citizens group Agni, Jerson D'Cunha. Mr. D'Cunha, how do you respond to what's happened?
I think you used the right word, outrage. And I think what we are really outraged about is the behavior of the police. The red-hot focus should now be on the senior inspector of Oshiwara police station. He has been quoted in the papers as saying that traces of alcohol have been found in the blood of this driver, and he's used the word drunk in this connection. Now, if that is so, how he could be let off as he has been let off mystifies me. All my friends, at parties, they say, look, I'm sorry, I can't have that drink because I'm driving. But who gets away with it are the violators. The only way to deal with it is enforcement, and not publicity programs saying, please don't drink and drive. Totally useless. I was involved with an advertising campaign, a very expensive advertising campaign a long time ago, to encourage the use of seat belts.
Right.
And after much money had been spent, the use of seat belts had gone up 6% in 6 months, which wasn't good enough.
Right.
So then they announced a heavy fine for driving without seat belts, and the use of seat belts went up to 80% in 6 months.
Do you think that this, there's been a campaign, as you said, against drunk driving in the city, and it's been reported as being successful? What do you think is really going wrong? Is this an anomaly, or is this these kinds of cases are more common? What do you think? What's the problem?
Well, of course, one does not know the cases that have been prevented, but the number of cars on the road, the amount of carriageway that is available for cars, the clutter, the jams, make it very difficult to drive, even if you're not under the influence of alcohol. My heart goes out to this girl fighting for her life. Her last words before she slipped into a coma were, please water my plants or they will die. Really, I hope she doesn't.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Mr. D'Cunha. As we've said, outrage in the city over this case, and people really hoping that, if indeed the alcohol was above the permissible limit, that the perpetrator doesn't get away so easily, and they're really hoping for more justice in this case. Back to you, Gargi.
Right, Priyanka. Well, of course, a lot of reactions are coming in. We're still waiting to find out if it actually is a case of drunk driving, but we're also joined by Monideepa from Kolkata, and Sonal joins us from Delhi. Monideepa, first to you. What have the reactions been to this entire story? This poor girl, the animator, celebrating a national award, and then now she's in coma.
I know, such a tragic incident, and a young girl in coma. I have with me some students from Jadavpur University. Let me ask them about it. This young lady in coma now after drunken driving. A drunken driver hit her. What do you think?
I feel this incident highlights how precious life is, that, a common citizens can't really do anything when somebody just rams their car, after drinking, and there's nothing. This also highlights the apathy of the state as to, because that person also was out on bail now, and the holiday court granted him bail. So I feel that, there is a great need for the state to really, interfere and actually improve its functioning, its vigilance, and to, really curtail drunken driving. And society also needs to, improve the consciousness of citizens, is that there needs to be sustained campaigns to really educate the youth that, drunken driving is morally irresponsible.
That's very important. The youth need to be told about the dangers of drunken driving and the laws against it. What do you feel? The man who hit this young lady is out on bail.
See, as we grow up and as I have come into college, we get exposed to various things like drinking and smoking and all of that. And to be honest, even we at some point of time have done something of that sort. But until recently, I have had a very personal experience. Some of my very few close people, they had gone out for a night drive and one of them passed away in the accident. So after that, I realized...
It's a case of drunken driving.
Yes. I can't really point finger at any particular person because everyone's responsible individuals and they should know what to do. So the state obviously needs to interfere, but then I think it's more on the citizens. If we are not more
consciousness,
then because the state can do up till a certain point, after that they can't really do much.
Right. What about your experiences with drunken driving? Have you had any, and what do you feel about the fact that one girl is in coma because of it?
Well, I've lost around 5 friends because of this stupidest act. The girl...
You lost 5 friends in that. So here are young students who have, had personal experiences with the results of drunken driving, and they're completely shocked by the incident in Mumbai.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone, fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. NDTV.com/apps.